Hello, everybody. We have news with WFLA.
Eagle 8 HD over developing scene. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office Forensic Unit pulling up to the scene at the Pasco County landfill. The deputies are searching for a possible connection to the disappearance of 34-year-old Kathleen Moore, who's been missing since Monday. And not too far away in Newport Richey, authorities are at the home of Moore's boyfriend here in the Tampa Bay area. Hey there, everybody. JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now. A lot of developments occurring in the last 90 minutes on the disappearance of Kathleen Moore, 34 years old. We're going to get into Kathleen Moore's story. If you haven't heard of this story before, we're going to go over all the details. But first and foremost, I want to get you over to Eagle 8 HD, and let's just talk about what we're seeing from Eagle currently live over the landfill in Pasco County. Now, forensics units with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office have recently pulled up at the scene. WFLA News Channel 8 confirming that the Sheriff's Office is here for a possible connection to the disappearance of missing woman Kathleen Moore, 34 years old, who hasn't been seen in about 5 days. Again, we're going to get into her story, but you're looking here live from Eagle 8 HD as a forensics unit I don't know if it's pulling away here or driving deeper into the Pasco County landfill. They have been here for some time. Eagle just getting here to the scene moments ago. So let's get into the story of Kathleen Moore. Last seen November. Let's bring up her pictures here. Last seen November 29th, 34 years old, and friends with Jessica Brummett. You see there on the right side of your screen, Jessica sending us these photos. We'll stay here live with you on Eagle 8 HD. We're losing sunlight here and on the Gulf Coast side of Florida. We'll stay here with you. There's Kathleen Moore on the right side of your screen. Pictures again sent in by Jessica Brummett. Considers her a best friend, sisters, if you will, and gave us permission to share these photos with our audience. Kathleen had been living in Clearwater, Florida. She was last seen by Jessica Brummett last Thursday for Thanksgiving at her parents' home, Jessica Brummett's parents' home. You saw the parents there in a previous photo in Newport Richey. The parents very close with Kathleen as well. Brummett said that she messaged with Kathleen on Sunday morning on Facebook Messenger.
I was just looking into this, getting a video ready, and the Michigan school shooting. So I'll have that coming up next.
Last time that they had any communication with one another. Brummett said that Kathleen, this is all according to WFLA News Channel 8's Justin Shecker, who's going to be joining us momentarily with the latest from the boyfriend's home. We'll have more on that in a second. But Brummett said that Kathleen, right side of your screen, was at a friend's home in Largo, left her car there, and then took an Uber to see her boyfriend in Newport Richey. Now, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office says that she was last seen around 1 a.m. on Carmel Avenue on November 29th, so early that morning. Literally last seen that night of November 28th going into November 29th. Now, according to Brummett, Kathleen got into an argument with her boyfriend on Sunday night and was trying to leave the scene of that argument with her boyfriend. She had FaceTime with a friend saying that she was waiting for an Uber to leave the scene of that confrontation with her boyfriend, according to Jessica Brummett. Now, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office has detectives on scene right now connected to her missing person case at the boyfriend's home in Newport Richey. That's where Justin Shecker is. We're going to have a live report coming up from Justin here momentarily as soon as we're able to get him live on WFLA Now. We're waiting for him to just kind of assess the scene. He has just pulled up to the scene there as the Pasco County Sheriff's Office is investigating the home of the boyfriend. Now, the home there is on Carmel Drive in the Seven Springs area of Newport Richey. And there's more to this story. I want to make sure that I read this here accurately for our audience. Let's leave Eagle 8 HD up on the screen because I'm looking outside. Beautiful, gorgeous sunset right now over the Tampa Bay area, but the sun is setting. And We are going to be losing sunlight. And some areas, when we have Eagle 8 HD, when we have a lot of street lights, we can show you that area because it's well lit. This is a very rural, obviously, Pasco County landfill. So when the sun goes down, the lights go out, that's really going to be it from Eagle. So we're going to stay with Eagle for as long as humanly possible here as we try to decipher from the air what's going on at the Pasco County landfill. Now, according to Jessica Brummett, the best friend who sent us the pictures that we've been showing here on WFLA Now, a homeless man was searching for food not too far away from where this has all been going on. And a homeless man found Kathleen's cell phone, found the phone in a dumpster at a Walgreens near the boyfriend's home, and told, and all this information coming from the closest friend, Jessica Brummett, the mother spoke to, now as I understand it, the mother of Kathleen Moore spoke with this homeless man, recorded video of him, and the cracked cell phone has been turned over to deputies. The cracked cell phone that was Kathleen Moore's, found in a dumpster by a homeless man just searching for food at a Walgreens in the area near the boyfriend's home. Now, let's make that very clear. The Walgreens itself is near the boyfriend's home in Newport Richey. That cracked cell phone has been turned over to deputies. So that's another very fascinating development in this case. All eyes are on here from Eagle 8 HD as we hope to get some answers. Now, we're going to have another live feed to bring you here momentarily, folks. Another live feed that we're going to be showing you, and that live feed is from Newport Richey. We're going to be taking you live to the boyfriend's home where the Pasco County Sheriff's Office is currently on the scene. We do not know whether or not the Pasco County Sheriff's Office has anything on the boyfriend right now. We do have, of course, these details from Kathleen Moore's friend talking to WFLA News Channel 8 and talking to Justin Checker, saying that there was this confrontation, this fight, and that Kathleen Moore was trying to leave the scene, try to get away, or leave that scene in an Uber, and that then the phone of Kathleen Moore was discovered in the dumpster at a Walgreens nearby. So we're hoping to find out more details here momentarily. Once we do have a live picture from the scene, you can use, as we do here, everybody on WFLA Now, looking at these photos of Kathleen. So here is the photos now of Kathleen Moore on the left, Jessica Brummett, her closest friend, on the right, and then Jessica's parents. They're all very close, as we understand it. And Brummett, again, a native of Clearwater, Florida, in Pinellas County, just south of Pasco County. But again, let's show you Eagle 8 HD and keep this split screen up for as long as we have daylight over the Pasco County landfill that is being searched. Now, we don't have too many details as to this possible connection of the landfill to Moore's disappearance. We just know that the deputy presence and the forensics unit presence here at the landfill on the left side of your screen is connected to the Kathleen Moore case, we've been told by Pasco County officials. I'll use our Facebook Live and YouTube Live comment section with hashtag HJB to try to feature some of the questions and comments that are coming in on WFLA Now. But in the meantime, folks, I'm going to try to step away from the microphone for 90 seconds and get an update on where we are with the live feed from outside of the home of Kathleen Moore's boyfriend that is currently being combed through by investigators, deputies with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. So I'll be stepping away for 90 seconds. Back here soon on WFLA Now.
It's insane to me. Who the hell do people think they are? That they think it's okay to just kill somebody just because they get mad or upset, or you're trying to break up or something. And nobody is nobody's property. If you don't get along, if they want to leave, that's their right. It should be, what makes you think that you are God or somebody that just has the right to take somebody's life? It's absolutely infuriating to me that people think that that stuff's okay.
Streaming live on WFLA Now, powered by 1-800-ASK-GARY.
Put their hands on somebody to physically harm them.
digital audience here on WFLA.com, the WFLA app. We're following the story.
It's beyond
34-year-old Kathleen Moore, missing for the last week or so, the last 5 days. Friends, family desperately hoping that she is found alive. But now Pasco County authorities searching a landfill in Pasco County, possibly connected to her disappearance. WFLA News Channel 8 has learned. Back here with you live, everybody, on WFLA Now. We have been told that Eagle 8 HD is returning home to the nest. Reason being is because Pasco County officials have left the landfill. Don't know if they discovered anything there. Don't know if there's going to be any return trips back. But we did have the video here at the beginning of the stream showing the cruisers that were there combing through the area. And we were told by Pasco County, by the sheriff's office in Pasco County, that they were there in connection to the Kathleen Moore disappearance. Kathleen Moore, here on the right side of your screen, not seen since early morning hours of November 29th when, according to her closest friends talking to WFLA News Channel 8, she was engaged in a fight with her boyfriend, a boyfriend who lives in Newport Richey, Florida, and a boyfriend who currently, as we understand it from WFLA's Justin Shecker, who's at that scene. Deputies and investigators are now going through that home and are at that home presently. We'll have details on that coming up here shortly on WFLA Now as soon as we have a feed to bring you. We're waiting for the crews, our news crews there, to get their feed up and running so we can bring you that picture. In the meantime here, folks, what I'll try to do is I'll try to answer some of the questions here about this story. And here's an excellent one that just came in from Allison Johnson. Hashtag KJB, does the Uber driver show that they picked her up, or was the ride canceled? I don't know if we have those details, Allison. This is a very pertinent question. I'm glad that Allison asked it, because all we have from Jessica Brummett, the closest friend, who you'll see when the photo cycles back here, you'll see here on the right side of your screen, near her parents and Kathleen Moore, that she was waiting for an Uber in the early morning hours of November 29th, and she was waiting on that Uber to leave. But let's not forget that the cell phone, Allison, was found inside a dumpster by a homeless man at a Walgreens dumpster. So don't know at this time whether or not she got in the Uber, but if the cell phone is at the Walgreens, where does that fit in? We don't know. She was waiting for the Uber, and we don't know whether or not she got in that Uber. Hopefully we'll be able to clarify that detail if we do have more information on whether or not she was able to get in the Uber. If she was able to get in the Uber, that then becomes part of an active investigation. Uber has cooperated with countless investigations in the past. If police are investigating transportation that involves an Uber or a Lyft, those organizations will cooperate as much as they can to provide information to law enforcement as to where that Uber went, where it was going to be headed, where the passenger was dropped off, so on and so forth. So it's an excellent question from a member of our audience, the first question that we're taking here, and we'll try to take some more here. Again, if you use, for newcomers here on WFLA Now, if you use hashtag HJB, that signals to us that you would like for us to feature your question or comment on screen. If you don't feel comfortable with your comment being on screen, just don't use the hashtag, and we'll let you continue to comment back and forth with your fellow commenters here on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. Let's get to the next comment. Chelsea Loper, hashtag HJB, when will the feed be up at the boyfriend's house? I've been told within the next 10 minutes. So hopefully within the next 10 minutes, we will have up the feed of the boyfriend's house. Believe me, we want to be able to show you live coverage here of this story, and we're going to be able to do so once we have our news crews in position. As we understand it, a perimeter has been set up, so media can only get so close to the house. Again, tape going up usually means that something's going on. That's usually an indicator that, of course, the law enforcement agency at the scene doesn't want media getting too close to the scene of whatever they are investigating. So tape, as we understand it, is up or was up at a certain point, and we're going to have that camera feed right at that tape momentarily. I've been told, again, before 6 o'clock Eastern time, so that's 8 minutes from now. As we wait for that live feed to become available, and if I keep looking this way, it's because I'm looking for that feed to become available for us to grab. But in the meantime, folks, let's stay here with you live and answer any of the questions, or perhaps we have some other comments interactively here, interactive journalism that carries the story forward. Allison's question was a phenomenal one off the top.
So I guess it could be the Uber driver or the boyfriend. don't know. I just don't understand why people think it's okay. You're very welcome. Yes, and I know, and I'm trying to stay on it, but when there's really not a lot to report, I mean, I could go, screenshot everybody's lives or, everybody's channels about all the drama, but why? For one, I'm sure everybody's already seen it, but for two, why bring it? I mean, because it's just drama. It's not helping find Summer or bringing any new information to the table. So yeah, I hope she's alive too. Like I say, I just read about it. What was it, last night? And I was just starting to look it up, and then this, and I got like some footage on the Michigan school shooting, and was putting it together. I had to. My daughter just turned 18 in August, and she a senior, but we had a job interview for her today, so we had to go do that. And while we were out, did some errands and stuff. So, and she got the job, so I'm so excited. I think I'm more excited than she is. so, so I didn't get it all put together, and when I come home, I see all this, manhunt for the parents of the boy who did the school shooting and all this crazy stuff. So I'm like, wow. Let me see, because there was something. I don't know what I got here. Why is that on my screen? Nope. Nobody watches him. Why is he here? Go away. Bye. So, let's see. I was trying to bring it up here real quick. On the. Yeah, she is. She's excited because she's a little nervous because it is her very first job. But I told her she would do just fine because she does good with kids. She babysits her nieces and nephews all the time and stuff. So let me see. I'm trying to find the one. Come on. Why does this not want to work? Videos, duh. Well, it's been kind of an exciting day for us to do that kind of stuff, but
Again, try to track down the whereabouts of the parents. On the right side of your screen, Jennifer and James, according to our sister station Wood TV in Michigan, they say that the parents were last seen around noon today. I wasn't able to specify whether or not that was noon Central Time or Eastern Time. I believe it's noon Central, meaning that we're talking about really 4 hours or so since the couple was seen. Again, the couple really making history. And I'm going to read this from my colleague Brian Enton of News Nation. For the first time in history, the parents of an alleged school shooter might be charged, and were charged then afterwards, were charged in connection with their child's alleged crime. The prosecutor in the case says that actions went far beyond negligence and that the gun seems to have just been freely available. Again, that according to the prosecutors in this case, and the prosecutor that we heard from in this case is Karen McDonald of the Oakland County prosecution. So again, let's go full screen and display this as large as we can. There is currently a manhunt underway.
I agree. I hate to say it, but I don't feel like she is alive. And going back to the beginning, I've been rewatching and rewatching and rewatching the videos from day one, and nothing to this day makes sense. And then you watch from the beginning until now, and it just makes even less sense. So, yeah, and like I say, I'm still kind of torn between what to believe because there's so many scenarios in this. Have you heard that they're going to protest? That the ones that have been outside the Brian Laundrie's parents' house, they call it the Bullhorn Lady, and that guy, I keep forgetting his name. I need to look him up on Twitter so I know when they're there, but they're headed to Tennessee to protest at the wells. And because she kept saying this morning on her interview that she hopes she can talk to Candace and Grandma to to get them to talk because she believes they have they know the answers. And all I kept thinking is nobody's been able to get them to talk so far. So I mean, more power to you. I hope you get them to talk, but I think all they're going to do is piss them off sitting outside their house with bullhorns and stuff. If Mr. Ronnie Lawson allows it without running them out, or the neighbors, or Brian Inton will probably show up there, but no, there's the Bullhorn Lady, and then there was a guy that was there every day. They have a little clip. I need to find it. They have a little clip that shows the guy yelling, and one of the neighbors at the laundries, and this guy, the protester, were like fighting. And the protester's like, "You're going to jail because you put your hands on me, yada yada." Well, I guess that guy that lived there did get charged for putting his hands on this protester guy. So, no, Grandma hasn't talked to anybody. Candace really doesn't talk much. If she does, she doesn't really say anything. I mean, so I hope that they get her to talk, but all I was thinking was good luck, because they just found out about this case. They just started digging into this case. And she even, like, when she said, I was watching the Dr. Phil show, and I heard that Mom was helping Grandma fix the camper or something like that. She even had that story wrong. And I'm like, no. See, you don't even know the full story. So you don't really know what you're getting yourself into here. Going down there in them hollers, might not be such a good idea. Oh. And there was some in the chat that was from down there, and they're like, come down here and see what happens. And it was just insane. But yeah, then of course, they're not giving the dates that they're going down there, right? Because they don't want it known. There's a couple of YouTubers who are going to try to go down there to protect Dawn and Candace from these protesters. And I'm just like, what the hell is really going on here? So it's just insane. I mean, if they can get them to talk, great. But I don't know, the way Dawn is and the way Dawn's been, I think that all they're going to do is piss him off. So, Crime, Lines, and Lies, I think is what it's called, with Brooks, is the one that I was watching this morning that had the Bullhorn Lady on there. They call her Bullhorn. I guess she's starting a YouTube or something. And yeah, the Bullhorn Lady, because she was the one standing out there yelling through the bullhorn. And that crazy ass Molly Golightly might be going down there with them. it's going to be an absolute mess. Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was about. And then the whole cornbread mafia crap. But if you notice, I think I put the video together. I hope I did, because if not, I really did mean to. Where it shows just Don on the behavior panel, and he doesn't act surprised. He kind of laughs with Scott and them about uh, the whole thing. And he said, "Yeah, hillbilly mafia." But when it shows him with Candace at the Dr. Phil show, he acts completely shocked, like, "What? I've never heard of that before." And that's when Candace freaks out. So I don't know what the heck that was all about. You know, they're trying to say that it's because somebody called and told her that they found somebody who looked like a little girl that looked like Summer. It wasn't Summer. I think that was just damage control talking there. I don't believe that story for 1 minute. Because if that was true, for one, you didn't see any. How did she get the message? She didn't move. She didn't pick up a phone and look. She didn't look around like she was looking at somebody on the edge of the set somewhere. She didn't move to have gotten that information. And I believe they would have stopped, gave them a break, let them take a break to calm down, comprehend, embrace everything, and then came back. So that's what I'm worried about, because you got I mean, come on, look at some of their neighbors, Jody Sue and her ex Andy, or Voltermont, or however you say it. They're just as crazy as Don and Candace. And they're right there. So, and then you look up all the backgrounds of all the others, the lights and the others. It is absolutely astounding the record these people have down there. This is like a jail outside of jail. So I don't know. I think that it's just gonna upset Don and Candace more. Probably piss Don off. I can try to, yes. Let's see here. Let's see if this works. Let's see if that works. When there's more come up about the missing girl there in Florida, we'll go back to it. How do I do this? Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
can you hear me?
I can.
Girl,
This
the Summers case is it's crazy. Every time you turn around, it's something new. Yeah.
I know it, and it makes it hard to follow because I mean, you have to literally watch every channel whether you like them or not,
Yes, ma'am.
because you will miss something, and not so much the drama as it is just like the surrounding of the case. And I don't know, it's just insane. Every time you turn around, there's something. It's either completely nothing or there's everything.
Yep, and you don't know who's telling the truth. You don't know who's lying. It's like trying to play a game, of, is this true? Is that true? I honestly think an accident happened. Candace was messed up and she got scared and just covered the accident up. But then I get to thinking, well, what did they do with Summer's body? Because, I mean, they're not masterminds, you know. I don't know.
Right. And then the search that they did then, and then they had a 2-day search of pretty much the same resources that they did the first couple days.
I
These
mean,
last,
so what would they have done with her? I mean, I just don't
right.
know.
Well, that, and then, because that's been my theory for quite a while, is there was an accident. But then everybody talks about Dawn taking the Subaru to work that day. Well,
Right.
that would have had to have been a complete coincidence.
Yeah, because that's a brand new car. You don't take that car to that kind of job.
Right. And obviously, she always went everywhere with the kids, so she obviously drove it. So for him to
Right.
say it was just sitting there, but then again, like I say, if it's an accident, it would be a complete coincidence that he took the Subaru to work that day. If
True.
it was a planned thing, then that makes more sense for him to take the Subaru. So
Hmm.
that's why
You
there's
know,
just so many theories, and they found two footprints. One footprint on one property, one footprint on another property. So did she wander away? Did somebody pick her up and try to walk away with her? I mean, there's just so much around this
well, they
case.
say that the footprints, they debunked it. Okay. So look, I've been trying to rack my brain. What if an accident happened the day before? Okay. Because just because she posted a YouTube, or not a YouTube, a TikTok of them swimming, that could have been, you know what I mean? So what
Right.
if it happened the day before and he took the Subaru and he took her off somewhere that morning?
Now, see, now you're putting more possibilities in my head.
Like out of the area, because they just searched around more or less the home, that area.
Right. Right. Well, and
So I don't.
yeah, see, and like I said, I've said it before. I don't know if it's just because I do not want to picture this happening to Summer. But
That's me.
I don't
Uh,
I don't think it's a sex trafficking thing. I
I don't
don't think
either.
he sold her.
Mm-mm.
I
No,
just
ma'am,
don't.
I don't either.
So,
And for they got that reward money. If somebody had her, they would have dropped her off somewhere for that money.
right. I mean, they
You
worked
know.
hard to get that reward up to what is it, 70,000, seventy-two
Yeah,
thousand?
I think it. Yeah, it's a little over 70,000.
Yeah, which to me is amazing.
Yeah, to me, somebody like me, that's a lot of money.
Heck yeah, just the 30,000 was a lot for me in there.
Mm-hmm. And
But
all they'd have to do is say, "Hey, I found this little girl on the side of the road," or she was
exactly,
I
right.
mean, so that's why I don't think she's alive. And I hate thinking that way because I have kids of my own,
I know.
and it.
I say
But
I
I mean,
completely understand. I mean, you know, I have my
that's
5 kids and 4 grandbabies, so I couldn't even imagine. God
but
blessed
that's the
me.
only conclusion I come to is
Right,
that she. And I don't think that Candace and Dawn like did it on purpose. I don't think they're the type of parents
right,
to just hurt her on purpose.
right. See, and that's one thing. Like with Don, he may be crazy. He may be a drunk. He may be a piece of shit because of everything he's done in his past. But I 1,000% believe he loved his daughter.
Oh yes, I mean he
And I
did.
I might piss a whole bunch of people off if they hear this part, but I don't believe he was SAing her at all.
No, I don't either. I don't even
Um,
know why someone would put that on Summer without knowing. You know.
exactly. Yep. Well, and it does matter to this case in the sense of you have to kind of see what's in his mind or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
but you kind of look at it as Okay, no excuse for it whatsoever. But he was younger.
Right. Right.
They were his stepsisters.
Yeah, they were not his real sisters.
Right. It wasn't, which, like, in my house, like, my older three are by my first husband, my younger two are by my second husband, and we don't use half or step, you know. But
Mhm.
when it comes to something like this, you have to consider that,
Yes.
you know. So,
And a lot of people may get mad at me, but I think they need to take the essay on the stepsisters out and focus on Summer and what happened, you know?
right, right. And, like, when she's found, whether alive or deceased, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they can still check and see if that happened.
Oh,
As
yeah.
long as, you know, they find her soon enough, if she is dead, you
But,
know.
you know, if someone did take her, they can't, and she was essayed, they can't exactly blame it on Dawn if she was taken,
Very true.
you know?
You wouldn't know.
I just don't see Dawn doing that. And I could be wrong.
Right. Well,
But
see, and that's I don't either, and I don't think Candace was a bad mom. You know, you say
I
you're a
don't
mom
either.
too. My children really are my life. I mean,
I
you
don't
know,
think she was a helicopter mom, like on
absolutely
them,
not.
because she had no reason to be, because they had
Right.
all that property and stuff, you know? And that's
Yeah.
how I am. I live in Tennessee. I'm out in the country. I'm not on top of my kids all the time when they're outside. You know,
When my
my kids are older. They're 12, 13, and 14. And I'm not a helicopter mom, but I'm not
right.
a bad mom. And I think that's how Candace was.
Exactly. Well, that's what, you know, when my kids were younger, we lived out in the country on 4 acres, and there was just this little strip of woods on it that both of my boys loved to play, and my youngest daughter loved to play in the woods.
Hmm.
And I wasn't like, you know, like, sometimes they'd say, "Hey, mom, we're going outside," but most of the time I heard the door slam. Okay, they're outside playing, you know?
Right.
My son, I know this is going to sound terrible, but my son was like 5 or 6 years old, and he was out there playing. I look outside, and he's running around completely naked in the little woods. I'm like, "What are you doing? It's hot out here, so put your shorts on." I mean, you know, so I mean, he wasn't in trouble for it. I just had to explain to him, "You can't do that because when we go to grandma's in the city, you can't do
Right.
that."
Right.
You know?
And, you know, I
They kind of
watched,
knew their boundaries to where they could go out. They couldn't go out, but they knew where they, you know, well, you can't go across this line or past this, you know. But if they're playing
well,
ball and the ball rolls, where are they going? They don't care boundaries. They're going after that ball.
well, you know, everybody was talking about their house, how could someone take her? Well, I watched Allie and Cam on that dog trail. That's a road right there.
Right. And
She could
even the
have
one,
followed one of them dogs down there. Kids,
yeah,
if they see something, it could have been
yeah,
a squirrel that caught her eye and she was after it. You know,
exactly.
she's 5.
Right. Or if,
Somebody
like
could have
they
got
say,
her on that road.
right, if they were playing hide and seek,
And
you know,
everybody's like, I can't believe you're taking up for the parents. I'm not taking up for the parents, but I'm not going to blame them poor parents until I know the truth about what happened.
right. And just like, you know, I'm not blaming the parents. Um, but there's things to look at, you know,
Right.
just like there might have been an accident because
Hmm.
they weren't the best parents, you know.
Well, if it's true what Allie said, that they start drinking every day at 5:30 in the evening, and those stairs, did you see those stairs before
Oh my
Dawn fixed
God.
them?
Yes,
I'm thinking, what if she fell on them stairs and broke her neck and they were all drunk and they just panicked?
that was my first thought,
I
you know.
mean,
And like you say, like when you were talking about go back to the beginning,
mm-hmm.
like when you go back to the beginning, you know, Ronnie Lawson says that she was spotted walking away from the home,
Right.
but that kind of got pushed under the rug. And then it was just recent, not too long ago, in one of his interviews, he said that the last place she was spotted was outside her home.
Right.
So that makes me even believe even more that she wasn't abducted, and that they believe that too, because why would they send so much manpower just the last couple days to go search if they really thought she had been abducted?
Hmm.
They had a lot of people out there searching again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they found nothing, but, you know, I'm just thinking that there's got to be some idea in their head that she wasn't abducted, or they would not have done that. Or at least it wouldn't have been on such a big scale, so many people.
And I don't know how you feel about Jody Sue, but my thing with Jody
I
Sue
think
is
she's easy.
she says so much, but it's nothing. Like she,
Right. I think she
I,
wants to feel important, but she's not. I mean,
I
and
don't
I
I
don't
don't
mean that.
trust her husband,
No,
or whatever, and I don't trust Jackie Dobbs.
no. See, I stayed awake many nights, and I followed the marathon.
Right, I did
And
too.
I was rooting 100% for Jody Sue until she
Mhm.
just did a complete turn.
Yep.
She started acting kind of funny, and I thought, no, because being a survivor myself, I thought,
Mhm.
boy, this woman sure gets up there and talks an awful lot of shit for being scared of this man.
Exactly. I'm a survivor, and if you think I'm gonna get on here
Hell,
and and say all that about my kids' dad when I have to deal with him, no.
exactly. I
Keeping
left
that to myself.
exactly. I mean, it's bad enough that I left. Gosh, I finally got away in like 2013 or 2014 when my oldest daughter got married and got a house and said, "Mom, you're never going back there." I went to her house for Mother's Day, and he was flipping out. Like, called me like 80 times within 20 minutes. But anyway,
Dang.
um, but so it's been that long, but to this day, he has no idea where I am. He thinks I live with my mom because he will not go to my mom's house because my mom scares him.
Right.
But but he has no idea where I am, where I work, what I do, because I'm still that scared of him, and I'm anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour away from where he lives, the last I knew anyway. And
Right.
the youngest one is now 18, so we don't have to talk to him, yada yada. So that's what I'm
Mhm.
like, man, I don't even want this man to know even the area I live in. But she's getting up
Right.
on YouTube and thousands of people running her mouth. And then you watch some of her videos where she's like being a bitch to him, and he's like not doing nothing.
Mhm.
So I don't know if she was abused or not. I don't know. But if she was, I think it was mutual. Just like Dawn and Candace, I think they abuse
Right.
each other. I do not think Candace is scared of Dawn at all.
No, she's not.
And I know people who have been in that situation. People take things different, do things different, act different. But most people I have met that have been in that situation, stay away from it. Don't egg it on. Don't fight back, or you know what I mean?
Yep.
Just
Mhm.
you don't. Because me, there was no way of
That's
fighting
me.
back.
I don't.
And
My kid's dad. He gets them on the weekends. I do with him for about 10 minutes on Friday and about 10 minutes on Sunday, and we're good.
yep, yep. That's
Of course, he did get anger management, and you know, because I made him do a lot of classes before I turned my kids loose with him. And
Oh yeah.
now that my kids are teenagers, it's kind of different. So,
Yep.
but
Yeah, my
my
youngest-
channel, I have a channel, but I've only got 59, subs, and I can't go live. And I've been wanting to get with somebody and go all the way back to the beginning. Interviews and all that, and
if you use StreamYard, you can go live.
Mhm.
That's why I went
How do
through StreamYard.
okay, so just go through StreamYard, and you don't have to have
Yeah,
so
there's
much watch time or anything.
Restream and StreamYard, but I found I like StreamYard a little better just because it has all the fancy little. You can do the banners and stuff if you want. So,
Right.
but there's like there is the unpaid version that you can do so many hours a month.
Right.
You can have like 6 people on your panel, but they have a special right now that it's $10 a month. That's the
I'll
only
have
reason
to check
I
into
paid
that.
for it. Yeah. I paid for it because it was $10 a month and it's like 10 people on panel. I'm like, I can't get one person on panel, much less 10.
Shoot, every time I see you, I'm like, oh God, she's on. I click.
That's why I don't ever know when the best time for everybody, because a lot of the bigger channels go on and you know where everybody's at. And I don't want like millions of people in chat because it gets crazy, but
Well, eventually you will, though, because I'm not saying this just because, but you're doing really good, and you will start having a lot of people in your chat.
well,
And that's why I said, if you need a mod, I'm here, because you're going to have people come in and be buttholes regardless.
Oh, yeah. And it doesn't matter what you say. If you agree with them, you got trouble. If you don't agree with them, you got trouble.
You got some, if you make a remark that they don't agree with, and they're going to, and then, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the way I do it, because I'm a mod for AB, and I'm a mod for you now, and a mod for Bombshell and Damaged Goods. I give them a warning.
This morning, I was going to go check her out.
She's a really good lady. I love her. But I give everybody a warning. I'll tell them, I'm going to put you in timeout 3 times. After that, if you keep being rude, I'm going to hide you. And then if if you want to unblock them after the show, that's up to you. But,
Right.
I just don't want them to be rude to you. So I give them the 3 strikes and then you're hid.
Right. Well, that's what, I want like the open chat where they feel like they can say what they want, but I don't want the crazy Ziggy chat.
Right.
Where everybody's just attacking everybody, and that gets crazy.
Well, if you can have an opinion without being a butthole about it.
Exactly.
You can explain yourself, like, well, you might feel this way, but I feel like this person's okay because of this, but you don't have to be rude,
Right.
just be a jerk about it.
Right. Well, just like I wish people would leave Robin in the church alone.
Robin has nothing to do with that. She loves Summer. Here's how I feel about Robin. I am the same way. If you was to get on me, like, talking to me, or if I get nervous, I laugh. It's a nervous tick is what she's got.
That's my oldest daughter, and until I realized what it was, like she would get in trouble, and like I'd send her in the corner and she would laugh at me, and it would piss me off. Like you think this is funny that you're in trouble? Oh, until I learned what it was. So I had to redirect how I did it. I had to ignore her laughing, It took me a while to bite my tongue.
And that's,
this kid's over here laughing at me. And people like,
that is how Robin is.
And right. Yep, my oldest daughter. And when she gets mad and she starts laughing and crying, you better run.
Right.
Because she's
right.
She's my tomboy 1000%, and she don't care.
Exactly.
But like,
And
I believe everybody keeps saying something about Summer might have autism. She doesn't have autism at all.
I don't think so either.
I think maybe a little ADHD. That's what I got from Robin's story about her not being able to sit still, always wanting to help, always wanting to do. Plus, Robin showed her love that she not trying to be sound like a bitch, but she wasn't getting the cuddle.
Yes, and you could tell that
That's what she wanted.
Robin loved her.
Oh yeah, and Robin has a husband and she has her own little girl. Why would she jeopardize her life for to do something to Summer, knowing that she wouldn't be able to keep Summer because she would be, in trouble. She would get caught,
Right. Right.
And the other thing about that is if the church did it, if it was all planned like that through the church, why would they call the cops?
Exactly.
Why wouldn't they have a different story like, oh, well, no, she went over here to stay or she's being homeschooled or, you know what I mean? They would have come, if they were smart enough to have the church do this, they would have a story to cover it, really wouldn't have to call the cops.
Yep.
My opinion, I guess I should say.
Right. Well, someone jump off here. My daughter's calling and it's going to knock me off.
Well, it was great talking to you. Maybe we can get together. You can check out that StreamYard and maybe we can get together and we can work on going to the beginning together.
And next time you come on, I will be on here.
Sounds great.
And you just keep doing good. You're doing awesome, darling.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You don't know how much that means to me. You know, that low self-confidence there, just a little pep talk sometimes.
You're doing good. All right, sweetheart.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How do I do this? Do that. That was awesome. I'll try to come back on tomorrow for a little bit, and unless there's breaking news with this missing lady in Florida, then I'll be back and we'll go from there. Thank you. Thank you for joining the Insanity Room.